Hey guys, it's Matt with Tips for Truckers here. And this video is just general tips for rookies. None of these are set in stone. None of these are the end-all be-all. These are all rules of thumb. Alright, the first tip is if you're merging onto the highway on the on-ramp, get as fast as you can to the end of that on-ramp, regardless of what traffic's doing. Obviously, look at what traffic's doing and everything, and but wait to adjust your speed until you get towards the end of the on-ramp. If you're going to meet a car there, just get as fast as you can, especially when you're new. You're not going to be great at shifting, or you may be scared to, accelerate as quick as you can, or whatever it may be. Just accelerate as fast as you can on every single on-ramp. And then if someone's, next to you while you're trying to merge, then slow down. But don't try and time it where, okay, I'll accelerate slow because then I'll fit into this part of the traffic. And generally, they'll let you in anyway. Number two, since the first one was about going fast, this one's about going slow. When you're ever making a right turn or a left turn, make sure you do it in fourth gear or lower. Now, what I mean by that, every transmission is different. Not every transmission, but there's so many different transmissions out there. If you have a 13 or 18 speed, make sure it's in one of the low gears, and you'll be good. For most, now, like I said, it's a rule of thumb, but I wouldn't take a turn faster than if you have a 10 speed. Well, I wouldn't go over fourth gear in that either. Just fourth gear in general, low gears, whenever you're making a 90-degree turn at an intersection or something. Now, another one is about backing up. Now, I'm not the best backer-upper, and actually this tip is kind of because I'm not the best backer-upper. What you want to do is you set up, however you feel like use your experience to set it up. But once you set it up, turn the wheel all the way, regardless of where you are. And you got to get used to setting up where you turn the wheel all the way to, if you're doing a side, all the way to the right. And then you start backing up, because you want to start getting that trailer cocked as quickly as possible, so you can get a good idea of how that trailer is going to get into the hole. Now, this isn't every single time you back up, but this is almost every time you're doing an alley dock. Now, speaking of that, the other thing too is when you're backing up into a dock or something like that, or alley dock, a lot of people will get really close on the left side of their trailer. They'll run right along the line of trailers and then pull up and do whatever, or if they're parking in a truck stop at the end of the night. What I like to do is I like to pull my truck probably almost halfway between the farthest I can pull up and where the line of trucks is, or trailers, or whatever it is in the situation. Because if you pull right up against the trailers and then you back up like that, you have very little margin of error. And if you have a long wheelbase like me, as you can see, you're gonna have trouble swinging it back around. That just comes from experience. That's not every time either, but just a good rule of thumb. Let's talk about pre-trips. All right. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say I check the tire pressure in these tires every single morning, every single time I drive. I do bump them or whatever. Most of the time, probably, I check the tire pressure. A lot of these have automatic inflation in them. But when it comes to air leaks and tires, and not so much lights, but definitely pay close attention to air leaks and tires, and your brakes, or hubs overheating or whatever, or leaking oil. leaks and all that. Make sure you pay attention to that before you go out into the middle of nowhere, because it's one thing to have your truck sitting on the side of the road trying to get it fixed and everything for an hour waiting for a mechanic. It's a completely different thing waiting for 8 hours with no shower and no food, or sometimes no cell service. So if you're going to be driving throughout the middle of nowhere, make sure you're doing a good pre-trip, checking the tires, checking oil leaks and air leaks. And the final one, as you can see here, a lot of times don't rely on truck stops late at night to park. You can see everybody parked here at this Walmart. Sometimes you can park at other shopping centers or just on the side of the road. But don't always rely on a truck stop late at night that it's going to have truck parking. Actually, most of the time it'll be completely full. So if you don't need a shower, if you can cook in your truck, try to just see, if a Walmart has got a couple trucks parked there, then you're probably good to park there, or something along those lines. Some kind of shopping center, or if you see a road that's way out, where you don't think anybody's going to bother you. Sometimes they do, and that's just the nature of the business. It's the nature of this job. But don't rely on truck stops late at night to have park. And that about wraps it up for this video. I mean, those are the general rules of thumb off the top of my head that I really had to learn the hard way.